So I phoned her, chatted with her, and then I went back to the psychology department, and the lady said, "Oh, I've got somebody who can help you. Her name's Helen Laws. She works at Encompass in the community centre on Newland Avenue." So I said, "Oh, that's funny. I know Helen. I've just been talking to her because I knew she may be able to help me." So she said, "Well, can you go to see her today?" She said, "You can go in straight away." So I said, "Thank you very much." And off I went, and I went to see Helen. Within half an hour of seeing Helen, she'd been in touch with pals. She'd got me referred on to the psychiatrist in Hull, and by September I had my first appointment with the psychiatrist in Hull, which Helen came with me as my advocate at the time. I was so scared. I thought, what if he doesn't believe me, like you do? And she just said, "You'll be fine." And when I went in, I didn't see him. I saw his colleague, and she was passing information to him after the interview. And after 2 chats with her, and she went back to see him, she come back to me and she said, "Yes, we're happy to refer you to Leeds GIC." I thought all my birthdays had come at once. I was absolutely just off my head with happiness. I was excited, I was nervous, I was scared, I was every emotion that probably you guys yourselves have gone through. And then it was just a case of waiting. This is where my story changes a bit, really. I got my appointment in December 2008. Having only been to see the psych in the September. So very quickly, really. So my story from now on in is not typical at all. I went to Leeds GIC in the December the 18th, 2008. I saw a nurse who wasn't my nurse, but he was very laid back. And when he saw me, he said, "Are you already on testosterone?" I said, "No." He said, "Well, could have fooled me, thought you was." So I thought that made me feel extremely confident that I was passing well. I took my diary with me, and he said, for me, he said that there's no question that you don't know what you're doing and you don't know where you want to go. So he said, "I'm going to tell you now that you don't really need us for your hormones." He said, "Is that what you expected to get out of this today?" And I said, "Yeah. I would have liked to have thought that I would, but I know that in reality that's not the case." So he said, "Well, I'm going to tell you this now." He said, "I'm happy to tell you to go back to your GP, tell your GP that we are happy for you to be prescribed hormones, and that if he's happy to take on the responsibility of prescribing and monitoring your bloods, then there's no reason why you shouldn't go forward and start your transition." I was absolutely in my seventh heaven. But I thought, what if the GP won't do this without a letter off Leeds? So we got outside and I rang Leeds GIC, I rang my GP and got an appointment to go and see him. I went to see him the next day, told him everything, took all the information about prescribing hormones, what we had, told him what the nurse at the GIC had said, and he said, just a minute while I look on here to see that you have actually been to Leeds GIC. He looked on his computer and the records was there. He said, yes, you have been. I said, yes. I said, and they said if you need to phone them, that's fine, to confirm. Give him the name of the nurse. And he said, I'm happy to prescribe. All I need you to do is have your baseline bloods done to make sure everything's in order. And he started me off on the 23rd of December 2008. No, yeah, 2008, sorry. He started me off on Sustanon 250. At that time, he only put me on 200 milligrams once every 2 weeks. And then, after 3 months of monitoring my blood, he put me up to 250. So I was on the full dose within 3 months. By the time I'd had 3 months worth of testosterone. I'd seen my nurse 3 times, and I was due to see Dr. Beanie, the psychiatrist at Leeds GIC. When I saw Dr. Beanie, he was very, very happy with what I told him. He gave me my diagnosis, and he said, what are you looking for now? And I said, well, I'm looking to fully transition. I said, I'm hoping that by the time I get to lower surgery, there'll be something that I'm happy with that I can have. I said, at this moment, I'm looking at me toidoplasty, but I said, if phalloplasty, excuse me, I said, if phalloplasty has advanced enough, then then I really would want to go down the road of phalloplasty. So he said to me, well, we can speed your assessment process up, as we're very happy with you. He said, and if everything's in order with your history and your real life experience, and you can give us enough proof of living as male, then that's what we need. He said, I need something written off your line manager at work to say that he definitely can confirm that you've been living and working as male. I said, I'll be able to get that with no problem. He said, and then he said, once we've got that, he says, we can put you in for second referral. So I did have all that information on me at that time, at that appointment. So he was very happy to do that for me. I was given second referral, and I had my appointment with Dr. Cousall in Leicester in the July 2010. Meantime, I'd already started on... No, that's wrong, sorry, just going back a little bit. Sorry, I had my appointment with Dr. Cousall in July 2009. So that was 6 months after I'd started. So that was very, very quick to get second opinion. Again, this isn't normal, what normally happens, and I know that. I was very lucky. Then in between having the second opinion and having my appointment for lower surgery, I'd seen Mr. Nishaw, who was my chest surgeon at Castle Hill, and I'd had my first chest surgery procedure, which was liposuction, in January 2010.